Good morning. It is 6 o'clock in the morning on the 23rd of July, and I am just cast off and leaving Halford River, and I am bound for Horta in the Azores, the start of my adventure for 2025. Really looking forward to it, although at the moment it looks like it's going to be a fair bit of motoring. The wind's supposed to be swinging around to the north west later on, and then I'll hook up, swing around past Lizard Point and off down past the Isles of Scilly and keep heading west and south. Good morning, just a quick update. The wind filled in, the sunshine's come out, and we're sailing along nicely, about 4.5 knots, with about 6 to 8 knots northwesterly wind, as per the forecast, which makes a change. That's pretty much my last view of the UK. We've come from way over there. A nice pod of dolphins came and saw me off, which was really nice, and it is turning out to be a very nice day. Another yacht there has been shadowing me. Guess they could be heading the same way or going across Biscay. Beautiful. Got to give a quick update. Just lost sight of land. The wind has picked up considerably, and sea state's getting a little bit confused. Still doing 6 knots. I've had to put a first reef in the main, and I'm running on half a Genoa. We're hitting 5.5 to 6 knots, which is a little bit more controllable. We were doing 7.5, which is a wee bit too exciting for the boat and me. Only seeing about 15 to 16 knots of wind, but with this confused sea state, it's getting a little bit on the rocky side. I hope you can hear all that. I'll swing you around so you can see what I'm looking at. Doesn't look too bad from that angle, does it? Good morning all, it is Thursday, day 2. We are, after a rather lumpy and bumpy and exciting night, I met one ship which I had to take a slight course alteration to avoid, give him plenty of rum. That wasn't too bad, that was about 3 o'clock this morning. Apart from that, it's pretty uneventful, apart from just being very lumpy. Wind this morning has now decreased, so I've extended out the Genoa to full size, and we're now cruising along at 6 knots. Very nice. Just about neutral with the current. The boat speed and the speed over the ground are the same. Swells on the sea state is sort of flattened out a bit. More gentle, I think, because I'm getting into deeper water. I'm just at the start of the Biscay, and I'm told that once I get into the much deeper water, sort of like 3,500 meters deep, outside of the Biscay shelf, then things will settle down and make life a little bit more comfortable on board. Give you a quick pan round, see where we're at. The sun coming up, see, really a lot to look at. It's days like this, I'll be more than happy. So, hopefully, you can see, I can get the boat over. There we are now. And we're heading down to there. According to this, 1,000 miles to go. As I said, we did 110 miles. We had a very slow start. 110 miles I'm more than pleased with, considering the slow start we had. We've got 10.5 knots of wind, and I'm doing about 6 knots of, so happy days. Good afternoon everyone. So, update, we are now into day 3. The wind has swung round to the southwest unfortunately, which means I'm now having to tack into the Bay of Biscay, which I hadn't really planned on doing. I prefer to have stayed out. Gentle breeze, I've got 11 knots and I'm cruising along at 5 knots over the ground, boat speed of about 4.5. All the sails are up. It's been pretty much grey and overcast with light rain all day, but the sea state is really good. We're making nice steady progress. Had hoped to be a bit further south than what I am now. At the moment I'm, as I said, heading into the Biscay towards Portugal. I'll probably run like this for the next, well certainly for tonight, and then tomorrow morning I'll see if there's a wind change or if I can tack back out and start heading in the direction I want to be going, which unfortunately is the direction the wind is coming from. Not much to look at. Did have a bit of excitement earlier. I put the fishing line out and had a what I think is a bluefin tuna. It's definitely a tuna of some description, but it was a bit too big for my line and it broke just as I got it alongside the boat, sadly. Well, I'm better prepared now. I've got my net handy and a big bucket, so if I'm fortunate enough again to hook one, then I shall do some filming of it. That's it folks, catch you later. Good evening, it is day 4. We're doing really well. Average about 100 miles a day, or just over 100 miles a day actually. I'm about 180 miles off the Portuguese coast, and that's the nearest land to me. It's been a grey and miserable day. The wind's been constant. And now this evening the sun's come out like it did yesterday, and it's turned into a very pleasant evening. There's a nice gentle Atlantic swell which is very nice. The boat's set up a nice easy rhythm. I'm sailing just off the wind and heading at about 190, 200 degrees true to try and pick up some of the Portuguese current and also better trade winds. I'll just pan you around so you can have a see what we're seeing, or what I'm seeing. As you can see, it really is absolutely awesome. The clouds building over there. That one looks a bit darker than the ones out further north. Looking north. Round to the east. There, that's that. And on this side, Portugal, 160 to 180 miles. It really is a weird feeling knowing that you're so far from land. But this sort of lazy, gentle Atlantic swell, it really is a very special feeling, especially when it's like this, and it just sets up the boat into a really easy, comfortable rhythm. You're getting a few jobs done. I'm just enjoying this for the next half hour and then go down and knock up some Irish stew. I think I've got for tonight's dinner. Nothing fancy. A tin of spuds and a tin of Irish stew, courtesy of M&S. You may well put a reef in before it gets too late into the evening, just in case that cloud over there has got a bit more wind underneath it than I like. At the moment, I've got about 8 knots of wind. Cruising around about 4 knots, so a little bit below what I have been. I'd like to average around about 5 knots. I'm averaging so far 4.6. Not too bad. 370 miles in. Just coming up for 800 miles to go. Good afternoon and welcome to day 5. It's turning out to be quite a blustery day with a wind shift which has gone round to the west, which is kind of like the direction I wanted to go in, so that's a little bit annoying. I've had to reef in, got a reef in the main, and 50% of the Genoa is rolled up. And we're probably running about a 1.5, maybe a 2 metre swell. It's Atlantic swell, so it's quite lazy. We're cruising along at 5.5 knots, which is kind of good, albeit a little bit too far heading down the coast of Portugal. I really wanted to be heading a bit further west towards the Azores Islands. But hey ho, that's what happens. We're about 450 miles into the trip now, so not too far and we'll be halfway. And thought I'd do a quick clip on how I'm cooking and feeding myself on board. So, kind of like thinking that you've got some fridge leftovers. So I've got an onion, I'm going to slice it up, chuck it in the pan, brown the onions. I've got some garlic sausage, I'm going to chop that up and throw them in with the onions. Get them cooked up and some heat into them. And then I'll probably throw some peppers in, chopped up, a little bit of some peppers. Get all that nicely mixed up and cooked. Put that out into a bowl Get a tortilla wrap, pop that into the pan, gently fry that, and then beat up an egg, throw an egg into the mix of sausage, onions and peppers, stir it up with a bit of scramble, some manky looking tomatoes as well. I'll probably throw them in, get them all sort of like cooked up, and then throw some mozzarella cheese on top, stick it under the grill and see what happens. So here goes. Right, let's get the old girl started up. Old school. You know what I mean? Old school. Put some oil and butter in there. Some onions. You got it, Jim. Thankfully. We're still getting heat out of that. Whoa! There's some big waves out there. Well, not actually waves, it's more of a swell. I'll just give you a quick view of what I can get out, that is. The sea's doing whilst we're trying to cook dinner. Let's see, there's a few white horses out here, but nothing too untoward. Down pub level, give you an idea. Horizon. I've lost sight of the swell and got a bit more slop. We're cruising along nicely. One view down to the southwest. We're coming down. Portugal's over there. We're about 180, 200 miles off the coast of Portugal. Sun did try to come out earlier. Surprisingly warm though. 440 miles to the UK. There we are, it's all cooking up nicely. Take that out and mix it up with a beating egg. Get my wrap in that frying pan, and then the egg and everything can go on top. Then we'll pop a lid on, let it cook up a bit. Get the grill going, pop it under with some cheese and tomatoes on top, and see how it comes out. Okay, so we've got our cooked ingredients in the bowl. We have our wrap in the frying pan. Bit of heat on that, but not too much. We've got one egg. One egg. Put that into cooked ingredients. That mixed up. Like that. ingredients in. Well, it's going to be like a cross between an omelette and a pizza, I think. Good. Seasoning. Pepper. Salt. Tomatoes. Tomatoes. And then I've got little bits of mozzarella cheese left over. Sprinkle that on. So. Sadly, that's the last of my cheese. Just like that. Frying pan on, lid on. You'll notice that we have an oblong frying pan because it fits on the cooker on the gimbal rather nicely. Put these things on just to keep things in place. Those you don't know, cooker is gimbaled, so it always stays, the surface of it is supposed to stay horizontal no matter what the boat is doing. So if she's heeling over and bouncing around like she is now, then she's okay. So we're going to let that cook up for a bit. Okay, so it's cooking up nicely. It's been under the grill for about 5 minutes, and we're going to hook it out and try and get it onto a plate. Without losing it onto the floor. For those of you who've got boats, you'll know all about dimmers deciding they want to visit the floor. Let's get my eggs out of the way. Okay, these mats, grippy mats, godsend, absolute godsend. They really do help keep things under control. Right, here we go. That, I reckon, looks pretty good. What do you think? All we've got to do is get him out now. Onto the plate. Voila. That goes in there. Fork.
hungry. I really am. So, like I said, it's a cross between a pizza. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to put that on the chopping board and chop it up into slices. And an omelette. Because I don't think you put eggs in two omelettes. That's hot. I think next time it doesn't need to be in the frying pan after the stuff's put in. It wants to go straight under the grill because the old wrap is a little bit crispy on the underside, but then I do like a bit of burnt, so that's it. Okay, by me. So here we are with our dinner. Thought we'd come out up onto the upper deck, as they say, and enjoy lunch al fresco. What a view! That is scrum diddly-yumptious. Let me show you my view.
That for a dinner view, 200 miles out into the Atlantic off the coast of Portugal.
Well, that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon on episode 2. The journey continues. Bye-bye.